Good morning นะครับ everyone. How are you today ครับ Are you good? I hope that all of you are fine นะครับ Sorry on Tuesday that I was sick นะครับ In the morning I just like got headache and fever so I couldn't have the class นะครับ By the way นะครับ I just like I will compensate to you for sure, don't worry. So on yesterday นะครับ I sent a message on our line group to ask you นะครับ in order to just like filling up the class time that you have got นะครับ some of you answered to me already นะครับ but the other half of the class still do not give me that the answer นะครับ in the Google form yet. Let's talk about it before we finish the class today นะครับ okay so right now นะครับ let's talk about module chapter 3 นะครับ chapter 3 that is about hang on let me just share the screen first นะครับ about the ratios and proportions นะครับ okay class I'm just wondering do you get that file นะครับ the slide from Canvas yet the slide for chapter 3 okay please download it นะครับ so that you can use this slide นะครับ and if you cannot just like load it with any problems just let me know นะครับ so otherwise I'll just like start talking about this class now this chapter now นะครับ just won't be long okay let me just share my screen first okay. Oh not yet okay some of you said that not yet let me just check now it's locked okay let me just check for you this won't be long นะครับ oh sorry I thought that actually I should just like open it on Tuesday but because I was sick maybe okay oh yeah it's locked so sorry about that นะครับ now it's just unlocked for you already please refresh the screen so that you can just okay so everyone get it already right okay so now นะครับ I'm starting chapter 3 นะครับ oh yeah chapter 3 about the ratios and proportion นะครับ okay all right for this chapter นะครับ we will talk about the ratio นะครับ and the proportion นะครับ ratio and the proportion when we talk about the ratio what happened to this one belong นะครับ okay okay when we talk about the ratio นะครับ the ratio is a quotient of two quantities นะครับ when we have the quotient นะครับ or the fraction that we learned from the previous class นะครับ a over b like this when you write it in terms of ratio you write it as a colon b นะครับ this is the ratio between a and b นะครับ it's a quotient of two quantities นะครับ a proportion นะครับ is an equality of two ratios นะครับ is an equality of two ratios for example if you have ratio a over b and you have ratio c over d like this these are two different ratios นะครับ when you have a over b equals to c over d it means that these two ratios นะครับ these two ratios are the proportions to each other so that's why we just like use the equality นะครับ the equal sign นะครับ to help telling that okay these two ratios นะครับ these two ratios are the proportions นะครับ okay now when we see like the word ratio the term ratio นะครับ the symbol that we use to represent ratio and the proportion that we use to compare between two ratios already นะครับ the next one that we have to know is that when we talk about the ratios and proportion นะครับ you can see that for the ratios a นะครับ and b like this นะครับ when you multiply a constant value for example นะครับ k you multiply k to both sides นะครับ of the ratio this ratio are still the same ครับ this ratio are still the same on the other way around if you take นะครับ some value out นะครับ from the ratio those ratios are still the same for example if you say that you have ratio 6 and 8 like this you can see that if you multiply to both of them นะครับ sorry if you multiply to both of them you can see that we get 12 over 16 both of them นะครับ both ratio 6:8 and 12:16 are still equal นะครับ are still equal we just multiply 2 on both side of the ratio on the other way around if you take out a value or if you take out some common terms นะครับ for example we have 6 นะครับ the ratio between 6 and 8 นะครับ like this and you say that okay you take the common terms that are 2 out นะครับ so you divide both of them by 2 then you get 3 over 4 so 6:8 equals to 3 over 3:4 นะครับ it's still the same you can just like multiply them by 2 or divide them by 2 you still get the same thingนะครับ okay so in here when you try to write down the ratio back into the term of fractions นะครับ you still get like a over b นะครับ then in this one you can multiply k over k นะครับ on a over b นะครับ so you will still get ak colon bk นะครับ they are still the same so in this one you can see that if we have this นะครับ we do cross multiplication นะครับ when we have a over b equals to c over d นะครับ like this นะครับ or if you write it down in term of ratios in this a colon b c colon d like this you can do the cross multiplication as well AD equals to BC นะครับ something like this because when you have to multiply or when you have to solve the problem for the ratios and proportions you still have to do lots of things by just like multiplying the constant นะครับ on both sides or doing the cross multiplication between two different ratios นะครับ in the example you will see this so in this one นะครับ in this one I would like you to do it by yourself นะครับ okay let me just clear the screen first okay this one I just like do it for you first in this one you can see that when you would like to solve for unknown in this one we just like use the concept of cross multiplication that we saw on the previous slide นะครับ on the previous slide in this one you do the cross multiplication like this then you get x minus 1 times 4 equals to 3 times 2 นะครับ in this one that means you get 4x minus 4 equals to 6 4x equals to 6 plus 4 นะครับ 4x equals to 10 then you get x equals to 10 over 4 or x equals to 5 over 2 นะครับ like this this is using the cross multiplication ครับ okay for the second one นะครับ if we do the same thing everyone just do it by yourself ครับ and then let's check the answer together. I give you 1 minute นะครับ to calculate this 1 minute to calculate this and see what happened this one. Just do it by yourself นะครับ 1 minute. Okay, thank you, Nina. For other of you นะครับ when you get the answer already, just type your answer in the chat box นะครับ What do you get? Okay, time's up นะครับ everyone. Okay, let's see. For this one นะครับ it's easy, right? We do the cross multiplication, we get so we get x equals to 4 นะครับ all right, so yeah, Max, you did very well. 28 over 7 equals to 4. Yeah, that's right นะครับ the rest of you did well as well นะครับ x equals to 4. That's great. Now let's move on to the next slide นะครับ in this one we talk about the next one. Okay, here I want you to solve this one นะครับ solve for unknown นะครับ find x for me please. I give you 1 minute 30 seconds ครับ 1.5 minute please. 1.5 minutes please. So start doing it now ครับ everyone. Okay, time's up ครับ What is value of x ครับ everyone? In this one you get x equals to Arak ครับ What is the value of x? Arak, are you here? Arak? Yeah, some of you start answering already นะครับ x equals to 7. Now let's check whether it's correct or not นะครับ so we do the cross multiplication นะครับ in this one นะครับ when you just like solve this problem นะครับ you get x equals to 7, right? But you have to be careful นะครับ whenever you have some equations like this and then you have the divisor like this, you have to also answer that x must not นะครับ x must not equals to 4 or x must not equals to 3 because otherwise it makes a divisor นะครับ of these term to become 0 and it will be undefinable นะครับ in here. Okay, and then you can answer. Yeah, so in this one it's x equals to 7 นะครับ okay right okay then นะครับ when you get this one already นะครับ now let's see when you have to form นะครับ when you have to form the proportion นะครับ how do we gonna do it the next one นะครับ is that in this one if you have the word problems like this if Alice buy 3 candies she pays 7 baht and 75 staan or 7.75 baht นะครับ at the cashier how much does it cost for 24 candies when you want to find the proportions นะครับ in this problem you ask for the cost of 24 candies right so it means that the idea is to find the cost นะครับ find the cost of one candy first then multiply it by 24 then you get the cost of 24 candies right this is the way that we have to do so how do you gonna find the cost of one candy you can see that in here it said that 3 candies you have to pay 7.75 นะครับ so that means the cost per one candy is ครับ 20 sorry I write the wrong one 7.75 over 3 why is that this is price นะครับ of 3 candies นะครับ you can see that I mean division sign like this นะครับ sometimes we call it as per right so if you would like to find the price or the cost I should use the word cost นะครับ per candy you have to divide 7.75 by 3 so cost per candy is 7.75 over 3 นะครับ when you would like to find the cost of 24 candy 7.75 over 3 times 24 ครับ then you just like use the just find the common terms this is 8 นะครับ so 7.75 times 8 that is 62 นะครับ that is 62 baht นะครับ this is the calculation for the proportion นะครับ to find the cost of candy นะครับ to find the cost of 24 candies we calculate like this and set up try to find the proportion of one candy first นะครับ and then it will be easy when you would like to find more the cost of more candies like this okay any questions about this slide ครับ okay so if you don't have any questions นะครับ let's move on to the next slide on the next slide นะครับ we will talk about the rule of 3 นะครับ what is rule of 3 rule of 3 is an operation นะครับ that help us quickly solve both direct and indirect proportion word problems นะครับ is the operation that help us quickly solve both indirect นะครับ and direct and indirect proportions word problem. In order to use the rule of three, we need three values นะครับ we need three values, two that are proportional นะครับ to one another, and a third นะครับ from three. We figure out the fourth value นะครับ we figure out the fourth value. So in this one, in this rule of three นะครับ we need three values that are A, B, and C, and we want to find X นะครับ we want to find X from these values. We want to find X from these values. Okay. Now let's see นะครับ the example นะครับ before I talk about the example, you can see that in here we say that okay, when we have A นะครับ we go that is the proportion of A to B นะครับ and when we have value C, what about the value C when we just like want to find the proportion to the X? The calculation for here is X นะครับ can be found by X equals to B times C over A นะครับ X equals to B times C over A. Now let me just show you in the example and how do we gonna form the rule of three in the word problem here. Okay, let's see. In this problem, we say that a tourist map displays the places of interest in the city นะครับ a tourist map นะครับ display the places of interest in the city. We say that okay, when you see 5 centimeter on the map, it represented 600 meter in reality นะครับ okay, so how do we form this one? I will talk about the proportion in here นะครับ I said that if we have centimeter, on the map, compare with centimeter in reality. Okay, here we say that 5 centimeters on the map is 600 centimeters in reality. Now we are forming A and B นะครับ this is the ratio between A and B. On the map 5, in reality 600. Okay, make sure that they are in the same unit นะครับ in here when you just like leave it like that first นะครับ I'm sorry, the reality must be meter นะครับ not centimeter anymore. Okay, now let's see, when we just like talk about the problem here, what is it? It said that okay, if we want to go to a temple that is located 8 centimeters from the hotel on the map นะครับ so that is 8 centimeters นะครับ on the map. This is the value of C. They ask us to find X meter in reality. In here it said that how far from the hotel is a temple นะครับ in this one it means in the reality, right? So when you just like can just like put A, B, and C value like this already, then you can find X. So in this one, you just use the formula. You can use the formula straight away. We say that, okay, X equals to B times C. Okay, hang on, let me just write down value of A, B, and C. X equals to B times C, that is 600 times A over A, that is over 5, that is 960 meters นะครับ in reality from hotel to the temple. 960 meters นะครับ and you can answer. Okay. So this is the way how do we gonna use the rule of three to find when we get A, B, and C already. You can find X นะครับ you can find the other one นะครับ this is rule of three. Okay. Any questions about this example ครับ anyone? All right. So if you don't have any question นะครับ now I'm moving on the inverse rule of three นะครับ inverse rule of three. Inverse rule of three will be opposite way round to the direct rule of three นะครับ a little bit. So in this one นะครับ okay, let me just clear this screen first. For the inverse rule of three, you can see that in here นะครับ we have A, B, and C นะครับ and we would like to find X. The formula is a bit different นะครับ for the direct rule of three นะครับ X equals to B times C over A, right? This is inverse. It's X equals to A times B over C นะครับ this is the difference. The things that you have to be careful is that how do you know whether it is direct rule of three or inverse rule of three นะครับ okay. If you remember the previous example, we said that okay, in the map นะครับ we have centimeters นะครับ that can be converted to number of meter in reality, and then we have the centimeters on the map. We want to know that in the reality what is like the meters. This is the direct rule of three, but for the indirect it is like this ครับ sorry, not the indirect, it's the inverse. Let's see นะครับ the example. Yesterday 2 vans transport goods from warehouse to the shop. Today 3 vans นะครับ the same size as yesterday will have to take 6 trips to transport the same amount of goods. We said that how many trips did the van make yesterday นะครับ how many trips did the vans make yesterday นะครับ okay. In this one we say that okay, the keyword in here that you can know that this is the inverse rule of three นะครับ for this example it said that because you have the same amount of goods นะครับ you have the same amount of goods but the difference is number of vans นะครับ and then you just like say that okay, 3 vans 6 trip but 2 vans we didn't know นะครับ this is we want to find out the value that we don't know นะครับ the one that was yesterday. You know the one that is today นะครับ for number of van, number of trips, but on yesterday you know just number of vans but you don't know number of trip, but it's the same amount of goods, so that's why this one is the inverse rule of three นะครับ okay. So in this one how can you do? I will form the number of vans and number of trips นะครับ first. And then we have today and yesterday. Today number of vans นะครับ 3 vans นะครับ make 6 trip to the transport. Yesterday we had used 2 vans but we don't know นะครับ number of trips นะครับ we want to know number of trip of yesterday. This is the inverse rule of three. So in this one I will substitute นะครับ to the value. Okay. So we said that in this one we said we have x equals to a times b นะครับ3 times 6 over 2 นะครับ that is 9 trips. So นะครับ before we answer let's check first. Okay. How do you know that whether our answer is correct or not นะครับ in this one? Yesterday 3 van 6 trip, right? Okay. Okay, let me write down a picture. If you have 3 vans, we use 6 trip to carry the stuff, right? Okay. Yesterday we had 2 vans. You cut off 1 van out. Do you think that number of trips will be more or less than today's number of trips? You have less car. I mean, you have less space in order to carry the same amount of products. For example, if you say that, okay, today we have 60 pieces of boxes. We have 60 boxes. We carry 20 boxes in each van. You can see that for 6 trips, we can carry นะครับ all of these boxes, right? Okay, let's see, it will be 60 boxes per trip. And in 6 trips, it is 360 boxes that we can carry. But on yesterday, we had just 2 vans. That means on 1 trip, you carry 40 boxes only, right? In order to carry 360 boxes, you have to use more than 6 trips for sure because 1 van is broken, let's say. นะครับ it must be more than 6 trips for sure. So our answer 9 trips should be okay. นะครับ our 9 trips should be okay because it's more than 6 trips. นะครับ as 1 van is broken or whatever reasons. So then you just answer you have to answer that there are 9 trips. The vans made yesterday. Okay, and then you answer this one. Okay, so there are 9 trips altogether. On the other way around, if you accidentally use the direct rule of 3, what will happen? Direct rule of 3 is b times c, 6 times 2 over 3. Then you get 4 as the answer. You can see that you lost 1 van. You still have to carry 360 boxes. With just 4 trips, it is impossible. Number of trips must be more because number of vans are fewer than today. That's why the direct rule of 3 cannot be used in this case. นะครับ This is the way to think about it. Right? You just draw and then imagine that, okay, if we lost number of van, assume that 1 van can carry 20 pieces or 5 pieces or 1 pieces is okay. นะครับ and then you can just see this fact. Okay, for the ratio and proportions, normally we just use imagination to help compare with the reality that we have from everyday's life. Okay, right. In this example, do you have any questions? Anyone? So if you don't have any questions between let's say direct rule of 3 and indirect rule of 3 already นะครับ The next thing that I want you to know more นะครับ is about let me just clear the screen first. Is about the next example นะครับ right now we are going to just like use the ideas that we learned from ratios นะครับ in order to just like write down นะครับ the formula นะครับ and the calculation in terms of the ratio form นะครับ okay so in here first one นะครับ let's see the example here a compound is formed from 1/12 of substance นะครับ A substance A ครับ okay let me just like draw the picture to help us understand clearer นะครับ if we have compound นะครับ this is compound substance นะครับ come from 3 parts นะครับ substance A B and C นะครับ substance A B and C they come from different proportion นะครับ from substance A we have to use 1/12 substance B we have to use 1/6 and substance C is 3/4 นะครับ when you just like mix them up you get this compound นะครับ you get this compound so when we have to give components of substance A B and C in ratio form นะครับ what are we going to do the things we have to do is that we just write A นะครับ colon B colon C this is the ratio นะครับ this is the ratio of like these 3 substances that we have to use in order to mix this compound the way that we have to do นะครับ we just put these fractions นะครับ to substitute A and B and C we have 1/12 colon 1/6 colon 3/4 นะครับ in here so how are we gonna solve this one we try to make นะครับ the divisor to be 1 นะครับ by just like trying to find the common terms นะครับ you can use like the LCD values in order to find this one นะครับ in this one if I say that okay I want to make 12 นะครับ is the LCD it is like I multiply for other terms นะครับ that is not equals to 12 นะครับ I want to just like multiply 12 นะครับ on each term if you remember นะครับ if you have A over B if you say that you multiply K on both sides you have AK colon BK they are still the same นะครับ so we do the same thing like this in this one I multiply 12 นะครับ on these 3 terms then we get 1/12 times 12 colon 1/6 times 12 colon 3/4 times 12 นะครับ then we get 1 colon 2 colon 9นะครับ so the proportion of A B and C นะครับ in the ratio form is 1:2 to 9นะครับ 1:2 to 9นะครับ this is the ratio hang on let me just like see yeah 1:2 to 9 this is the ratio form of the proportion of this sorry the ratio of this compound นะครับ it makes of A to B to C นะครับ is 1:2 to 9 right okay any question for this example ครับ anyone sorry if there is no question นะครับ I would like you to try on the next example by yourself ครับ find x นะครับ for me please if 8 2x to 16 equals to 2 to 3 to 4 นะครับ find the value of x for me please this one I give you 2 minutes ครับ if you have the answer of x already please type in the chat box นะครับ so now some of you start having the answer already นะครับ okay there is 30 seconds ครับ everyone so the answer is say 12 นะครับ okay let's see is it correct or not นะครับ for x equals to 12 okay we just like form the ratio like this นะครับ 8 to x to 16 equals to 2 to 3 to 4 นะครับ so if we multiply 4 to the right hand side to make the value of left and right hand side to be the same let's see what will happen นะครับ okay you can see that on the right hand side you get 2 times 4 to 3 times 4 to 4 times 4 we get 8 to 12 to 16 นะครับ and if we say that 8 to x to 16 equals to a to 12 to 16 then x equals to 12 x equals to 12 นะครับ and this is the answer okay. Any questions about this example if there is no questions นะครับ let's move on to the next page the next slide is your homework นะครับ is your homework I'll just like put this homework into canvas for you นะครับ today we have couple of homework so that you can practice นะครับ this one below this is homework number 1 okay for the next example นะครับ about the website ones in this one I will show for you นะครับ in this one. In this example, we said that okay, you can design a website in 30 hours นะครับ a website in 30 hours นะครับ Your friend can design the same site in 20 hours. You 30 hours. Your friend 20 hours นะครับ the same website. If you both work together นะครับ same website as well. If you both work together นะครับ how long? So in this one นะครับ let's think first. If you would like to work นะครับ you have to think. Let me just like talk about this part first. When we talk about ourselves นะครับ we finish this website in 30 hours. On the other way around, you have to think นะครับ we say that okay, in 30 hours I design one website นะครับ so I have to know that okay, for 1 hour how many websites I can design or how many proportion of the website I can design นะครับ so that means I can design 1/30 websites per hour, right? So this is the way in order to think that what is the proportion of the website I can complete per 1 hour, because if I multiply 1/30 นะครับ by 30 I get one website นะครับ okay, right. Then I have to do the similar calculation to my friend as well. For my friend, in 20 hours he designed one website. So he can design 1/20 websites per hour. Okay, this is like the work for you and for your friend. So now let's think นะครับ we say that if we work together in 1 hour we can design 1/30 plus 1/20 part of website, right, equals to 2 plus 3/60 equals to 5/60 or equals to 1/12 นะครับ part of website. Okay. When we design 1/12 websites, we spend 1 hour, right? Because in this one we say that in 1 hour we can design, hang on, in 1 hour we can design 1/12 part of website, right? Okay so นะครับ to design one website we have to spend 1 over 12 we have to spend 1 over 12 that is equals to you just shift this one up 12 hours okay right นะครับ so the idea is that you just find your own work per 1 hour first your friends work per 1 hour first and then you plus them you add them together you know that if you and your friend work together that is the amount of the time that is the amount of the website that you can do in 1 hour in this one it said 1 over 12 right okay and 1 over 12 is for 1 hour so that means for the one whole website นะครับ this is one whole website you divided by the time that both of you spend that is 1 over 12 then that means you get the time that you design the whole website by both of you that is 12 hours นะครับ that means if you just check logically when 2 people work together the time should be less than 1 person work isn't it even though you just like said that you just like work a lot slower than your friend that is the baseline in here นะครับ it's 20 hours it's less than your own work as well that means if you help him or help her to work it must be less than 20 hours for sure and you can see that our answer tell us that okay it's 12 hours it's less than 20 hours that means you can save more time if you have to work with your friend นะครับ in this example okay right okay then do you have any questions about this example ครับ anyone okay so if you don't have any questions นะครับ I will move on to the next slide and the next slide is your homework นะครับ is your next homework it's the homework number 2 นะครับ all right okay so นะครับ the next one after we talk about proportion about the ratio you can see that basically they are like the proportions นะครับ they are the proportion they are just like the fraction of values that help us to think about like one concept that is what we call percentage นะครับ but for percentage actually นะครับ when we talk about the percentage it is a ratio as well but it's a ratio that has a spatial property because when we talk about percentage นะครับ per means to divide right cent in here actually it's 100 so that means the percentage is the ratio to 100 นะครับ so when we talk about x percent it is x over 100 นะครับ it's x over 100 so we can also view the percentage นะครับ as x over 100 equals to part over whole นะครับ in this one you see in the example for the part over whole here นะครับ you can see this kind of thing in the daily life นะครับ for the percentage that we have been using tax นะครับ about the tax about VAT or VAT value added tax class can someone tell me in Thailand how many percent do you have to pay for VAT ครับ can you type in the chat box Natamon said 7%, right? 7%, right? 7%. out of the cost of the product that you purchase. For example, when you go to a restaurant and the cost of the cost of your meal is 1,000 baht. Is 1,000 baht. You have to pay 7%, that is 7 over 100. It means that you have to pay 70 baht for VAT or value added tax in here. The interest as well, that when you save the money in your bank account and they say that they give you 5% interest, 5% interest. For example, if you say that I deposit 1 million baht, and they said the bank said that they will give us 5% per year, 5% interest per year. So it means that in 1 year, you get 1 million, by 5% year. This is the interest. $50,000 baht per year, like the interest that they got. Also, for the girls, you may like discount or sale. When you go to the shopping center or department store, you might see the sign sales or on sale, up to 50% off, something like that. That are like the percentage that you see in the real life as well. And in many countries, when you have to pay the tips, for example, in the States, I'm sure that many of you have seen that when you go to the restaurant, at least you have to pay 10% for the tips, for the waiters or waitresses in the restaurant. These are like percentage in daily life that we normally see. Now let's see, in the calculation of the percentage, sometimes we also see that the percentage can be calculated in like 3 major things. Sometimes you might be asked for the percentage increase. For example, when they say that, okay, normally the price is 10, it's 10% increase, but sorry, it's 10%, but right now the price is changed. We want to know that how many percent that the prices increases. That is percentage increase. For percentage decrease is on the other way around. For example, if we say that yesterday's price was 80 baht, today's price is 70 baht, we would like to know that how many percent that the price was decreasing. That is percentage decrease. And percentage change, we may say that, okay, yesterday the price of the product is 50 baht, and the discount from yesterday was like 5%. Today, the price is 70 baht. How many percent of the discount is changed? Something like that. You see the example when we have to calculate this kind of the percentage change or increase or decrease. If we have percentage increase, the way in order to calculate is that we have these things that we have to know. We have new value, percentage increase, and old value. Sometimes they ask for new value, then you can use this formula straight away. Sometimes if you are asked to find the percentage increase and it just go to fall into that percentage increase thing, you have to just like normally you get new value, you get old value, and you are asked to find percentage decrease. Percentage increase, you just use this formula to help. Or if we get new value, if we get percentage increase, and you know that this problem falls into percentage increase problem, then you can just find the old value from this formula. Same as percentage decrease. Percentage decrease, we have new value equals to 100 subtracted by percentage decrease over 100 multiplied by old value. While the percentage change, its percent change equals to new value minus old value, altogether divided by all value and then multiply by 100 to get the percent change นะครับ okay so in this one นะครับ let's see I'll just like switch back and forth between the example and this slide นะครับ so that you see how นะครับ or in which category of the things that we have to use นะครับ so in this one นะครับ let's see the example here นะครับ we said that John scored 20 out of 50 in a test นะครับ if the passing grade or passing score is above 60 does John pass the test in this example นะครับ the difficult part is that how we're gonna formulate this one นะครับ into the formula you can see that okay you have two values นะครับ you have two values นะครับ 20 and 50 นะครับ this one you can see that okay score received is 20 full score is 50 นะครับ then you just like type this one is easy it's 20 over 50 นะครับ this is the score that John received นะครับ 20 over 50 นะครับ if you multiply by 100 you get the percentage right okay in this one you can see that okay if you just like calculate this it is just like 40% นะครับ that John received while the passing score is 60 but above 60 นะครับwe say that John gets 40% นะครับ so นะครับJohn has 40% that is less than 60% passing score so he does not pass this is the basic thing that we can just like use the basic calculation like this okay next นะครับ next okay we said that okay Joe bought a TV for 12,000 baht if the price is a price with 30% discount what is original price นะครับ of the TV what is the original price of the TV so in this one นะครับ I want you to try thinking about like the formula that we have got because this one okay you have to use the formula already because they don't ask you whether you should buy it or not but they ask you that the original price of the TV นะครับ I want you to find original price of the TV นะครับ in here answer me with two for two questions นะครับ the first one what formula that you have to use second one what is the original price of TV นะครับ I give you 5 minutes to calculate this นะครับ and then type your answer in the chat box ครับ type your answer in the chat box for question number 1 นะครับ how can you answer the formula we have 3 different formula percentage increase percentage decrease or percentage change นะครับ what formula just answer me either it is percentage increase or percentage decrease or percentage change นะครับ which one that we have to use นะครับ okay I give you 5 minutes please นะครับ everyone so you may start now ครับ 5 minutes to calculate this one for me okay it's 5 minutes already ครับ anyone get the answer yet so if you don't get the answer yet นะครับ I give you extension of the time 2 more minutes and then I want someone to help answering this for me okay so let me just see first who can be the one who can answer for me Panisara and Max ครับ okay in the next 2 minutes I want you to answer นะครับ in the chat box okay 3 of you okay Panisara Max and Nina okay thanks Susan for answering นะครับ okay so now I want Paramat Max นะครับ and Nina Paramat Max and Nina to answer ครับ one more minute นะครับ 30 seconds left time's up นะครับ so Panisara what is the formula that you use ครับ percentage decrease percentage increase or percentage change ครับ what about Max and Nina do you get the answer Max and Nina are you here okay okay so many of you said that it's 15,600 right I'm just wondering ครับ for any of you who gets 15,600 like for Susan and for Tara นะครับ what formula are you using ครับ percentage increase percentage decrease or percentage change percentage increase for Susan Nina said increase นะครับ okay yeah all right okay นะครับ now I think Mac disappear already he might be sleeping okay now let's see นะครับ for this one you have to read the question properly okay so Max you said that you don't know how to use the formula okay I'll just like show you to calculate this but I think you get the answer then that means I mean like at least I know that some of you because when we talk about the way in order to do the ratios like this นะครับ or proportions like this most of us can use the instinct to calculate right actually they are the same as just like we use the formula ครับ the formula in here come from the instinct anyway now let's see นะครับ just have a look for the problem นะครับ the word problem first It said that Joe bought a TV for X baht, let's say 12,000 here. The price with 30% discount. Is 30% discount increasing or decreasing from the original price,ครับ everyone? Increasing or decreasing? Natamon. When you get discount, is the price increasing or decreasing?
decreasing ค่ะ
Decreasing. Okay. Taninrat ครับ When you get 30% discount, is the price increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing ครับ
Decreasing, right? Okay, thank you. When the price is decreasing, you have to use this one ครับ percentage decrease นะครับ the formula, the second one, percentage decrease. How do we gonna use it นะครับ how do we gonna use it for the percentage decrease นะครับ for percentage decrease, let me type the formula, write the formula for you first นะครับ okay, I said that, okay, new value equals to 100 minus percentage decrease over 100 times old value, right? This is the formula. I said that, okay, Joe bought TV for 12,000 นะครับ and then you ask for original price. That means this one 12,000 is the new price, isn't it? Right? It's the new price. It's the new value. It's the new value 12,000. Come from 100 minus percentage decrease. You can see that, okay, you answer me that 30% discount is the decreasing of the price นะครับ and this is the percentage, so 30% is the percentage decrease นะครับ okay. You just enter 30, not 30% นะครับ just enter 30 is enough. Over 100 multiply by old value. You don't know old value, you are finding it นะครับ then you get like in this one นะครับ if I just like replace the word old value นะครับ by x, then you get the equation already นะครับ in this one we say that we get นะครับ 12,000 equals to 70 over 100x นะครับ then you multiply left hand side with 100 over 70 นะครับ equals to x, and then you just like find the answer นะครับ in here if you just like find out นะครับ you get 120,000 over 7 นะครับ equals to 17142.86 baht นะครับ so original price of this TV is 17,142.86 baht นะครับ this is the answer นะครับ we use percentage decrease formula because in the problem it said that 30% discount, it means that you get lower price. That's why you have to use percentage decrease formula. Okay, for this example, do you have any questions? Why do we have to use this formula, or how do we get this answer? Okay, so if you don't have any question นะครับ when the word problem comes like this, just try to scan through all the wordings in your problem first นะครับ that okay, is it discounting or is it increasing or is it decreasing, so that you can use like you can pick the proper formula to use. But if you say that okay, like for Max, he showed us in this one. Okay, Max, I have to just like show you your work นะครับ in this one, what Max said, he just used this formula 12,000 over 70 times 100 นะครับ, and he get like 17,143. This one นะครับ he just like use the instinct นะครับ of calculation when you have the experience in the products that has been sold and give you some discount like this to see original price. You can just like do this one as the same thing นะครับ to get the correct answer. But I mean like this one you can use it in reality นะครับ but for anyone who are not sure นะครับ how can you calculate the value what like to be divided like 12,000 over 70 times 100 to get the original price like that. You may have to use, or you may have to remember the formula to be used. But if you say that okay, I use my instinct and it's correct all the time, you can use this one นะครับ no problem, I don't mind นะครับ this one. Okay, right? Okay then นะครับ if you don't have any question for this example นะครับ now let's move on to the next slide นะครับ for the next slide it's about the percentage as well นะครับ this one I want you to do this ครับ Jane measures the length of a pen. She finds the pen is 22 centimeters long, but the actual length is 20 centimeters. What is the error of this measurement นะครับ what is the error of this measurement? I want you to find out two things for me นะครับ number one, what formula do we have to use? Number two นะครับ what error percentage นะครับ from this measurement, from this measurement. Okay, I give you 5 minutes ครับ so in this question นะครับ who will be the lucky person? Pan and Chananchida นะครับ please answer me for these two questions. Oh, another person please. Arak, 3 of you ครับ now we have 4 minutes left นะครับ You have 3 minutes left. And tell me, please, what is the answer for question number 1?
Sorry, can you ask again?
Question number 1, what formula ครับ? We have these 3 formulas. Which one do we have to use?
Percent change ครับ
Type it in your answer box ครับ the chat box, please. Okay, Susan, thank you. I get your answer already. Okay, thank you, Pan. We have 1 minute left นะครับ for Shananshida and Arak. Twenty seconds left. Okay, time's up นะครับ Arak, are you here? I think Arak has disappeared now. Okay. So, Shananshida, what is the formula that you use? Please write it down in the chat box too. So in this one, you can see that we have to find out. Okay, thanks. You have to find out that, okay, what they are asking about. The error of this measurement in here. Normally, error is measured in terms of percentage. This one, you have old value, new value, and you ask for percentage. Now let's see. This one is not the case of percentage increase or decrease because it's just one time. Because it's just like one time measurement only. It's one time measurement only. So in this one, when it is one time measurement, it is not percent decrease or percent increase for sure. It must be we measure and then we want to find the percent. So we want to find out that, okay, in this one, when you measure the length, when you measure the length of a pen, if you measure correctly, if you measure correctly, the actual length must be 20 centimeters, right? This one is 100% correct. But we want to see that when you measure that it is just 20 centimeters, sorry, it is 22 centimeters, while the actual length is 20 centimeters. What's the difference between the actual percentage measure that is 100% with this measure นะครับ with the measure of 22% in this one. So this one, the difference in the 100% and the measure will be defined as the difference นะครับ of the percent or the percent change in here. So when you know that we have to find out the percent change นะครับ from 20 centimeters to be 22 centimeters, then you have to use the percentage change formula, and it is นะครับ new value minus old value over old value and make it as a percentage by multiply by 100 นะครับ in here. So in this one, to find the percentage here, you just have 22 centimeters นะครับ that is the measurement subtracted by actual length นะครับ otherwise it will become the what to say the negative values นะครับ in this one, and the O value is 20 centimeters นะครับ multiplied by 100, then you get 2 over 20 by 100 นะครับ. So that means you get just 10% นะครับ this is percent change that you have got, and this is the error of measurement. Okay, this is the answer for this. Okay.